this place called the middle place. Everybody in their hearts is children. We all decided the place we wanted to end up once we realized that our bodies die, and we're young enough to understand that. We put a place in our heart where we decided that heaven is, and we decided then at that point where we wanted to end up when our body does die. And we've stayed connected to that all our lives. Nothing can remove that. But when the body does die, the spirit doesn't go directly to this place called heaven. It goes to the middle place, where those who created the first secondary human being are in spirit, or I don't know how it works, honestly. How does it change back into physical if we're spirits? But anyway, everybody who goes there believes that they are gods, and they're not gods. They're intelligent scientists who found a way to do all the things they're able to do, but they have nothing in their hearts. And what they do have in their hearts are the tools and toolbox of darkness, deceit-making, spiritual pedophilia. They tell you that because you are their children, that you have to go back and learn this, that, and the other thing because you failed in this lifetime, which, before that happens, you get ridiculed, humiliated, and embarrassed, and shamed into feeling so unworthy of yourself that you submit through that stripping of one's own identity and uniqueness, because that's what happens. That's what happens between also every child and every fully grown adult physical fucking pedophile. It's the cunning deception element, the spiritual pedophilia that goes on before the sexual act, but up there's no sexual act, there's just the cunning deception element. So, Jesus came to tell us about this, and in order for us to save ourselves from that place, and from those who made us, they stole this spiritual seed from God to do so. God gives us permission then to enter his realm and remove ourselves from the middle place. But we have to know ourselves. We have to know how we came into being. We have to know how we react to both our wisdoms. We have to conquer our second wisdom, and that's the cleansing. But it's not anything other than through the self-discovery and developing self and building and strengthening the higher natural self that we're all born as, who the secondary wisdom has to come in and affect that in order for itself to be the influence, the dominant influence, you see. Enough of this, no more of this, fuck this, no more wars, no more hate, no more anguish, no more pain, no more fear, because all that comes from them in the middle place. When you go there, ask for Jesus, ask for the entity that was in Jesus. The physical Jesus actually described three beings with fiery whips. It's spiritual pedophilia. It's three guys that shame you, just like it happens here, and then put you in a position where you then submit and then are controllable. So they put you into the next section, but it has to be for the other one too. If you tell it to fuck off, then they put you, I swear to God, there's a jail. There's a prison for guys who tell them to fuck off. There has to be. I heard once a preacher from the pedophilic religion, the Catholic religion, said he had a dream once, and that these lizards were guarding his cell along with everybody else who were in their cells, and they were discussing how much they hated God and hated this and hated that. And this guy was so influenced by it that it came on national TV and told everyone who the media obviously wanted to exploit and pedophile the heart's thought process inside your first thought that comes from God. Your firstborn child then becomes defiled, and death in that child or idea or inspiration or aspiration, will dissolve. And then we don't believe and trust in ourselves, and we do not act on that first thought. That's the conquering. That's the separation and the division internally, spiritually and emotionally. It acts through the emotional content. It accesses the emotional self in order for itself then to inflict its parasitical influence. It's a parasite. It's a disgusting piece of fucking trash. But there's also talk that Jesus wanted to help save them too, and apparently that will happen with some of them, if not all of them. So we'll see. I don't know. But the main priority is to save us, the secondary human beings, who, I swear to God, are the leftovers, the last of us, since this is the last life cycle. It's the last of those who had been here since the beginning, since the first genetically developed scientific human being that was cloned in a test tube from the original species that was here, which was Neanderthal, because that's the best the incomplete God could do in creating children. He was without his masculine element, incomplete that way. So, okay, the other two took over, father and son took over. I don't know which one was first, by the way. It had to have been the complete God that was first, who then birthed the incomplete God. That's what happened. It's a family thing, just like it is here. It duplicates what happened there, duplicates itself here. So we have to know that. The thing is, we're inside the body of this guy, this God, this incomplete God, who's evolving through his own experiences, going through lifetime after lifetime, feeling the impact of his pain to learn, grow, and evolve from. That's the plan of his own reincarnation, I guess, back into the heart of God, where everybody wants to be back in life, right? Like the cells in our body are in us, and they take command from our intent making. We are in the body of this incomplete God who's become complete, who's just waiting for the rest of us to catch up so we can just move on from this place and finish this, what has been called a contest. It's a contest. How else would you look at it? If you were God, you saw what happened, that someone took their own will, because that's what that was, and told God to fuck off, I'm doing this. And he created his own human being and then claimed himself to be God. That was a problem for him. Not for us, though, because in each human body are two algorithms of human behavior that contradict each other. My point. Oh, in that way we're all built the same, but we all get our own uniqueness, and it's the uniqueness element we get to keep that then can evolve into receiving the apprenticeship papers, which means receiving papers that allows us to become the same as our mother, father, and our brother, sister, the omnipresent God and his wife, and the Christ consciousness inside us, which is intellectual wisdom, that which finds the greater light in knowing from the original first thought given to birthed inside us from the seed, which is the feminine element, the third and final feminine element in the triple thing, what is that? The triple spirit thing in every, not, I don't want to say every writing, but in many times in the Dead Sea Scrolls, it says, those who understand keep this secret and hidden from anybody else who might otherwise use their second wisdom to implement the words of understanding, which would have been incredibly dangerous if the commitment in the second wisdom in some people had I gotten this information before now. But now it's different. Now you need it. Now it's like thrown up on you, basically. When they take steps to indoctrinate, no, I don't want to say that word because I don't know what it means, but to program into the hearts of young children the candy store variety of sexualities one could acquire for itself is the most dangerous element on the planet. It is the final turning. It is the demasculinization of males, of the human male. I don't know if you've noticed lately, but in and Thor and the Hulk both were stripped of their manhoods. I'm not sure if you realize. And everything that's shown on TV nowadays is demasculated male. They want males to be feminine, dominantly feminine. And they want females to be dominantly masculine, to remove the femininity from them, which acts to... If you remove the femininity from the female, then where's the knowledge of the mother going to come from for the males who ask about such things? And when women look to the male to help understand logically what their emotional truth means, they won't be able to anymore. It'll be fucked up after that. That's why this is the ending. This is the end. It's do or die now. Here's your information. Take it, absorb it, consider, and pick a fucking wisdom, because you're going to be held accountable for everything after this point. Dirty cops, dirty employees of politicians, policy making that says fuck truth, and let's put a whore in the heart of everyone. And when you help the dirty politician, hi Kitty, when you help the dirty politician destroy people like the way you do in welfare system and workmen's compensation and the tax system, holy fuck, and you're okay with paying $1,200 for a hammer. But of course that $1,200 doesn't go to buying a hammer. The $1.23 does. And somebody else keeps the rest of the money, dude. And you know this, but you keep paying your taxes. It's things like that that keeps you stuck in your own darkness. What do? Revolution thing? No, you don't. You elect. You live in north of fucking America, for fuck's sakes. Elect your own government, man. Fuck shit.